Section 11 of Drake by Alfred Noyes. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Cynthia Moyer. Book 7. The imperial wrath of Spain, one world-wide sea of furious pomp and flouted power, now surged all round this little isle with one harsh roar, deepening for Drake's return. The Golden Hind ye swore had foundered, Drake ye swore was drowned. They are on their homeward way. The head of Drake! What answer, what account, what recompense now can ye yield our might invincible, except the head of Drake, whose bloody deeds have reddened the Pacific, who hath sacked cities of gold, burnt fleets, and ruined realms? What answer but his life? To which the Queen, who saw the storm of Europe slowly rising in awful menace o'er her wave-beat throne, and midmost of the storm the ensanguined robes of Rome and murderous hand grasping the cross by its great hilt, pointing it like a brand, blood-blackened at the throat of England, saw, like skeleton castles wrapped in rolling mist, the monstrous engines and designs of war, the secret fleets and brooding panoplies Philip prepared, growing from day to day in dusk armipotent and embattled gloom surrounding her, replied, the life of Drake, if, on our strict enquiry in due order, we find that Drake have hurt our friends, mark well, if Drake have hurt our friends, the life of Drake. And while the world awaited him, as men might wait an earthquake, quietly one grey morn, one grey October morn of mist and rain, when all the window panes in Plymouth dripped with listless drizzle, and only through her streets rumbled the death cart with its dreary bell, monotonously plangent. For the plague had lately like a vampire sucked the veins of Plymouth town. A little weed-clogged ship, grey as a ghost, glided into the Sound and anchored, scarce a soul to see her come, and not an eye to read the faded scroll around her battered prow, the Golden Hind. Then through the dumb grey misty listless port a rumour like the colours of the dawn streamed o'er the shining quays, up the wet streets, in at the tavern doors, flashed from the panes and turned them into diamonds, fired the pools in every muddy lane with Spanish gold, flushed in 1,000 faces, Drake is come. Down every crowding alley the urchins leaped, tossing their caps, the Golden Hind is come. Fisherman, citizen, prentice, dame and maid, fat justice, flowery baker, bloated butcher, fishwife, minister, and apothecary, yea, even the driver of the death cart, leaving his ghastly load, using his dreary bell to merrier purpose down the seething streets, panting, tumbling, jostling, helter-skelter to the waterside they rushed, and some knee-deep beyond it, all one wild welcome to Francis Drake. Wild kerchiefs fluttering, thunderous hurrahs rolling from quay to quay, 1,000 arms outstretched to that grey ghostly little ship at whose masthead the British flag still flew. Then over all, in one tumultuous tide of pealing joy, the Plymouth bells out clashed a nation's welcome home to Francis Drake. The very Golden Hind, no idle dream, the little ship that swept the Spanish Main, carelessly lying there in Plymouth Sound, the Golden Hind, the wonder of the world, a glory wrapped her greyness, and no boat dared yet approach save one, with Drake's close friends, who came to warn him England stands alone, and Drake is made the price of England's peace. The Queen perforce must temporize with Spain the invincible. She hath forfeited thy life to Spain against her will. Only by this rejection of thee as a privateer she averted instant war. For now the menace of Spain draws nigher, looms darker every hour. The world is made Spain's footstool. Philip the King e'en now hath added to her boundless power without a blow the vast domains and wealth of Portugal, and deadlier yet, a coast that crouches over against us. Cadiz holds a huge armada, none knows where to strike. And even this day a flying horseman brought rumours that Spain hath landed a great force in Ireland. Mary of Scotland only waits the word to stab us in the side for Rome. The Queen, weighed down by Burleigh and the friends of peace at any cost, may yet be driven to make thy life our ransom, which indeed she hath already sworn, or seemed to swear. To whom Drake answered, Gloriana lives, and in her life mine only fear lies dead, mine only fear for England, not myself. Willing am I and glad, as I have lived, to die for England's sake. Yet, lest the Queen be driven now to restore this cargo that I bring her, a world's wealth, the golden springs of all the power of Spain, the jewelled hearts of all those cruel realms, for I have plucked them out beyond the sea, lest she be driven to yield them up again for Spain and Spain's delight, I will warp out behind St. Nicholas Island. The fierce plague in Plymouth shall be colour and excuse, until my courier return from court with Gloriana's will. If it be death, I'll out again to sea, strew its rough floor with costlier largesses than kings can throw, and, ere I die, will singe the Spaniard's beard and set the fringe of his imperial robe blazing along his coasts. Then let him roll his galleons round the little Golden Hind, bring her to bay, if he can, on the high seas. Ring us about with thousands, we'll not yield. I and my Golden Hind, we will go down with flag still flying on the last stump left us, and all my cannon spitting out the fires of everlasting scorn into his face. So Drake warped out the Golden Hind anew behind St. Nicholas Island. She lay there, the small grey golden centre of the world that raged all round her, the last hope, the star of Protestant freedom, she, the outlawed ship, holding within her the great head and heart of England's ocean power, and all the fleets that have enfranchised earth in that small ship lay waiting for their doom. Past her at night fisher boats glided, wondering as they heard in the thick darkness The great songs they deemed must oft have risen from many a lonely sea, for oft had Spaniards brought a rumour back Of that strange pirate who in royal state Sailed to a sound of violins, and dined With skilled musicians round him, turning all Battle and storm and death into a song. The same sun is o'er us, the same love shall find us, The same and none other wherever we be, With the same hope before us, the same home behind us, England our mother, ringed round with the sea. No land in the ring of it now all around us, Only the splendid resurging unknown. How should we sing of it, this that hath found us By the great stars attended at midnight alone? Our highway none knoweth, yet our blood hath discerned it. Clear, clear is our path now, whose foreheads are free. Where the hurricane bloweth, our spirits have learned it. 'Tis the highway of wrath now, the storm's way, the sea. When the waters lay breathless, gazing at Hesper, Guarding that glorious fruitage of gold, Heard we the deathless, wonderful whisper, We follow victorious to night as of old. Ah, the broad miles of it, white with the onset Of waves without number, warring for glee! Ah, the soft smiles of it, down to the sunset, Sacred for slumber, the swan's bath, the sea! When the breakers charged thundering In thousands all round us, With a lightning of lances uphurtled on high, When the stout ships were sundering, A rapture hath crowned us, Like the wild light that dances on the crests that flash by. Our highway none knoweth, yet our blood hath discerned it. Clear, clear is our path now, whose foreheads are free. Where Euroclydon bloweth, our spirits have learned it. 'Tis the highway of wrath now, the storm's way, the sea. Who now will follow us where England's flag leadeth us, Where gold not inveigles nor statesmen betray? Though the deep midnight swallow us, Let her cry when she needeth us, We return her sea eagles the hurricane's way. For the same sun is o'er us, the same love shall find us, The same and none other wherever we be, With the same hope before us, the same home behind us, England our mother, ringed round with the sea. So 6 days passed, and on the 7th returned The courier with a message from the Queen, Summoning Drake to court, bidding him bring Also such curious trifles of his voyage As might amuse her; also be of good cheer, She bade him, and rest well content His life in Gloriana's hands were safe. So Drake laughingly landed with his war bronzed crew Amid the wide eyed throng on Plymouth beach, And loaded 12 big pack horses with pearls Beyond all price, diamonds, crosses of gold, Rubies that smouldered once for Aztec kings, And great dead Incas' gem encrusted crowns. Also, he said, we'll add a sack or twain Of gold doubloons, pieces of 8, moidores And such like Spanish trash for those poor lords At court, lilies that toil not neither spin, Wherefore methinks their purses oft grow lean In these harsh times. 'Twere even as well their tongues Wagged in our favour now, as in our blame. 6 days thereafter a fearful whisper reached Mendoza, plenipotentiary of Spain, in London, that the pirate Drake was now in secret conference with the Queen, nay, more, that he, the master thief of the golden world, Drake, even he, that bloody buccaneer, had 6 hours' audience with Her Majesty daily, nay, more, walked with her in her garden, alone, among the fiery autumn leaves, talking of God knows what, and suddenly the temporising diplomatic voice of caution he was wont to expect from England and blandly accept as his imperial due, changed to a ringing key of firm resolve, resistance, nay, defiance. For when he came demanding audience of the Queen, behold, her officers of state, with mouths awry, informed the High Ambassador of Spain, despite his pomp and circumstance, the Queen could not receive him, being in conference with some rough seaman, pirate, what you will, a fellow made of bronze, a buccaneer, maned like a lion, bearded like a pard, with hammered head, clamped jaws, and great deep eyes that burned with fierce blue colours of the brine. And liked not Spain. Drake, 'twas the very name, one Francis Drake, a Titan that had stood thundering commands against the thundering heavens on lightning shattered, storm swept decks, and drunk great draughts of glory from the rolling sea, El Draque, El Draque. Nor could she promise aught to Spain's ambassador, nor see his face again, while yet one Spanish musketeer remained in Ireland. Vainly the Spaniard raged of restitution, recompense, for now had Drake brought up the little Golden Hind to London, and the rumour of her wealth out-topped the wild reality. The crew were princes as they swaggered down the streets in weather-beaten splendour. Out of their doors to wonder and stare the jostling citizens ran when they went by. And through the length and breadth of England now the gathering glory of life shone like the dawn. O'er hill and dale it streamed. Dawn, everlasting and almighty dawn, making a golden pomp of every oak. Had not its British brethren swept the seas, in each remotest hamlet, by the hearth, the cart, the grey church porch, the village pump, by meadow and mill and old manorial hall, by turnpike and by tavern, farm and forge, men staved the crimson vintage of romance, and held it up against the light and drank it, and with it drank confusion too, the wrath that menaced England, but eternal honour, while blood ran in their veins, to Francis Drake. End of Book 7.